Today on the Trent Out Loud podcast.
Yesterday, popular shopping app Shein and Temu came out with an announcement that they are forced to raise prices due to the US and China's ongoing tariff battle. They came out with a long explanation and an elaborate press release saying that they don't want to do this, but they have no choice. Basically, what they're trying to say, they're now Amazon, ripping everybody off. I'm getting my orders in right now. Prices ain't going up till April the 25th. Check out, check out, check out, check. I'm buying birthday gifts, Christmas gifts, Valentine's Day gifts. Yo, everyone's getting gifts. Diddy's lawyers are currently asking the judge that's presiding over the case to not start the trial May 5th and delay it 2 months. Y'all know what this means? I have the whole summer off, baby.
This is me, sun tanning all summer. Whoop, whoop. No Diddy, no Diddy.
Let the summertime festivities begin. What up? It's Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, y'all, depending on what time zone you're in, it's Thursday night, but for some of you, y'all know what day it is. It's Friday! And Trent Out Loud's got a good show to help you kick off your Easter long weekend. Let's get it. All right, we're going to kick off the show by talking about, I have 4 lead stories. We're going to kick off the show by talking about Shein announcing a price adjustment amid tariff changes. Diddy is seeking a 2-month delay in his trial. Trump escalates the tariff battle and raises China's tariff to 245%. Drake amends his lawsuit against Universal Music Group and adds Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance. In quick news, we're going to talk Bobby Brown, Chris Brown, Michael Jackson, DJ Vlad, Nipsey Hussle, Donald Trump, Offset, Cardi B, and Elon Musk. As always, we're going to close out the show with comments of the day, social discussion of the day, question of the day, and a little bit of sports news. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, your radio, or your devices up. I'm about to start this show. Let's go. Our first lead story. Shein announces price adjustment amid tariff changes. All right, Shein has announced plans to adjust its pricing starting April the 25th, citing increased operation costs due to recent changes in global trade rules and tariffs. In a statement, the company reaffirmed its commitment to offering affordable fashion without compromising on quality. Prices will remain unchanged until April 25th, allowing customers to shop at current rates before the adjustment takes effect. The announcement follows tariff changes imposed by President Donald Trump, who earlier today stated that certain imports from China now face up to 245% tariffs due to the company's retaliatory action. China has placed a 120% tariff on American goods. All right, I'll post up the notice from Shein. It says, "Dear customers, thank you for your continued support. Since we began serving U.S. customers, our goal has been simple: to offer great fashion at affordable prices while creating a positive impact on the community we serve. Due to recent changes in global trade rules and tariffs, our operation expenses has gone up. To keep offering the products we love without compromising on quality, we will be making price adjustments starting April the 22nd, 2025. Until April 25th, prices will stay the same, so you can shop now at today's rates. We stand ready to make sure your order arrives smoothly during this time. We're doing everything we can to keep prices low and minimize the impact on you. Our team is working hard to improve your shopping experience and stay true to our mission, making fashion accessible for everyone. Thank you again for being part of the Shein family." All right, well, we all knew this was coming. This is not a surprise. What they're doing basically is saying, hey, the stuff that we already have here in the US that's in inventory, you could get it now at that same price, which is good because they could have just raised the prices up already. So they're just going to clear out what they have in their inventory, in their warehouse, and the new stuff that's coming in, they're going to raise prices. Now, I've also heard through the grapevine that Shein has a lot more inventory already in the US that can last them well ahead of the April 25th date. And what this is doing is really just kind of a little bit of price gouging, which I anticipated was going to happen. So they're saying now, hey, rush to buy at these prices, which is going to cause an influx of people shopping. And then they'll raise prices from April the 25th onwards. But I heard they have inventory to last them close to 2 or 3 months. So from April 25th, May, June, July, you'll be paying an extra, whatever the extra is going to be, but it's already on product that's already here in the US. This is what happens. And this is what is the downside to Donald Trump and China doing all of this stuff, is that once people get acclimated to these prices, even when they take off the tariffs, they're not going to really lower the prices because you're used to paying, you'll get used to paying, let's say, for example, instead of $10, $13 for this shirt. When the tariffs come off, they're still going to charge you $13 because they know that you're used to paying that. That's exactly what happened after 2020, right? When inflation went up. Has prices come down? Not really. So this sucks for everybody who shops. But the great thing is that at least Temu and Shein is still probably going to end up being cheaper than the other alternatives that are out there. Also, too, because everybody's going to have to raise their price. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I actually talked with my cousin who is a big Shein shopper, and she anticipates that it's still going to be probably very, very cheap, and you're not going to want to go anywhere else. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Our second lead story, Sean Diddy Combs seeks 2-month delay on May the 5th trial. Attorneys for hip-hop producer Sean Diddy Combs asked a federal judge in New York on Wednesday to delay his May 5th trial by 2 months so they can better prepare a defense. The lawyer said in a letter to the judge that prosecutors have been slow to turn over some potential evidence for review, making it difficult to be ready in 3 weeks. Prosecutors opposed the request, the lawyers said. A spokesperson for the prosecution declined comment. Very important. We'll talk about that in a minute. The judge wrote in the order responding to the delayed trial request that he will address this issue during a hearing scheduled for Friday. Pending the conference, the judge wrote, both sides should proceed as if early May trial remains in place. Combs, who is 55 years old, has been held without bail since his September arrest. He pleaded not guilty to multiple crimes that prosecutors say occurred over a 2-decade period. In the letter, the defense lawyer cited a failure by prosecutors to turn over potential trial evidence in a timely manner, including material relating to a superseding indictment returned by a grand jury earlier this month. For instance, the lawyers wrote, prosecutors have said they will not meet a Wednesday deadline to turn over exhibits and a witness list. Some evidence yet to be turned over includes materials related to a count in an indictment that carries a 15-year mandatory minimum prison sentence if a conviction is secured, the lawyers said. As a result, they wrote, we cannot in good conscience go to trial on the scheduled date. They added, this is a problem that the government has created, yet it opposes our reasonable request. Here's something I pulled from another article. Diddy's lawyers claim that there is an issue with how the government is handling potential evidence related to one of the alleged victims in the case. They said they should be entitled to a vast amount of communication from the unnamed alleged victim if the government does not have possession of all of the evidence itself. Hold on, I will talk about that in a minute. They're hiding. Last thing I pulled from another article is Diddy's team, which added Young Thug's attorney Brian Steele this week, also raised concern about evidence related to an alleged victim, claiming they're entitled to a vast amount of communications, even if the government doesn't currently possess them. The government responded, there is no law to support this request. Indeed, the request borders on frivolous. The judge denied the delay for now, saying the parties should proceed on the current schedule, though he left the door open for a change after the pretrial conference on April the 18th. Okay, this is loaded. The thing I want to concentrate the most on is explaining to you guys why the prosecution is trying their best to give Diddy's team nothing, and why Diddy's team is playing this game of delay. I've told you guys pretty much all this week that I've been talking about Diddy since that he's back in the news. The prosecution is not super confident or secure with the 2 additional victims. They know they have Cassie, they know they have that locked up in the bank, but they don't feel like it's enough to get all 5 charges to stick. So they have these 2 new alleged victims. Remember I told you guys, Diddy's lawyers already came out and said, these victims aren't new victims. This is not a new case. These are his 2 longtime girlfriends that were in consensual relations. Stop playing games with us. Tell everybody, tell the public their names. They gave Diddy's lawyer and Diddy the names. They don't want to release it. For now, the judge has let them file under Jane Doe. Why does he let them file under Jane Doe? So we, the public, don't go and start doing our research and finding out, yo, this girl, Tammy, this girl's on OnlyFans. This girl was da-da-da, and ruining the perception for the potential jurors. That's why they don't want to give out their names. Also, they don't want to hand over evidence because the prosecution does not feel like their evidence is what's the word? I don't want to say strong. That's not the word I'm looking for, but it's not like there's holes in the 2 victims' story. Okay. That's a better word for it. There's holes. And the longer you have to look into something, the more likely you're going to find the holes in the case. So the prosecution is trying as much as they can, and it's their right, they're not breaking the law, as much as they can to delay, not give anything, so that they're bombarded as soon as the trial starts. They got to do opening arguments. They have to pick the jury. So they won't have as much time to go through everything of these 2 witnesses. This case is hinging on these 2 witnesses. So Diddy's lawyers are like, all right, you guys want to play that game? No problem. And if you remember, Diddy asked for the trial to be rushed. Okay. So they know that Diddy doesn't want to stay in jail. So they're trying to play a game of saying, okay, Diddy doesn't want to stay in jail. He's not getting bail, although there's rumors that he might get out on bail, but let's not go there. Let's just stay on track for now. They're like, all right, Diddy's in jail. He doesn't want to stay there. The last thing he's going to want to do is postpone it. So let's play games. Let's not give out the names of the 2 victims to the public. Let's not give them any evidence. And their lawyers are going to say, yo, Diddy, we don't have time. We can't prepare it. They're hoping Diddy is going to say, listen, I don't care. Start the trial. I need to get out of here. I need to know what's going on. Diddy's lawyers have convinced them, bro, do you want to stay in jail another 2 more months and then be free for the rest of your life? Or do you want to start the trial May the 5th and maybe stay in here for the next 20 or 30 years? What would you rather? I know that you want to get out, but what would you rather? Diddy's like, all right, fine. I'll stay in the next 2 months. This is what the prosecution banked on not happening. It's really up to the judge. Ultimately, it's not really up to Diddy. It's up to the judge. But if you remember, I think it was on Wednesday's episode when we told you something about the judge. I don't remember what the story was, but it was the judge who actually brought up the fact. And I quote, he said, this trial is a freight train heading towards May the 5th. The judge is saying, oh yes, it was the fact that the prosecution wasn't giving like 200,000 emails or something. And the judge was like, put that on a thumb drive and give it to them. Like, this is ridiculous. This is a freight train heading towards the court. So even the judge is feeling like antsy, like, what is going on? Why are we getting these things so late? That's why I think the judge is going to ultimately say, yo, I don't want to have to deal with this over the summer. I don't want to have to deal with a rush and have a mistrial. Give them 2 more months and let them prepare. Lastly, just bringing up mistrial made me remember something. If the judge doesn't give them the 2 months and they feel like they're rushed and they could prove that, they can now bring this as proof to an appeal court and say, hey, I want to appeal this decision if he gets found guilty, and say, hey, we didn't even have time to prevent a proper defense. We asked the judge and he didn't delay. That's another reason why I feel like the judge is going to give this delay. Whew! I know that was a lot. You could rewind and play it over again, but that's what I think. That's what I've been hearing. Ultimately, I'll be honest, I'm a little biased. I hope that there is a delay because this would be amazing for me because I could just enjoy my summer and chill out. I won't have to be on my phone every half an hour covering the Diddy trial because literally it's going to be breaking news like every 2 hours during this trial. Like I'm telling you right now, it's going to be mayhem. This is going to be the trial of the century. So, hey, I think it's for everyone's best interest to delay it. Let's all enjoy our summer. Like, what are you talking about here? You know what I mean? And they even said, I think it was on Wednesday's episode too, when I told you the prosecution needs 6 weeks and the defense say that they need 2 weeks. So that's 8 weeks. That brings you right into mid-July, and you know it's always going to go longer. Give us our summer and just delay it, Judge, please. We'll find out Friday afternoon. And I don't know, maybe I'll come in here, I'll put it on Instagram or whatever if we find out like and it's too late. Obviously, as I'm recording this, the decision is not out yet, but I'll find some way to let you all know, all right? Or maybe we'll just wait till Monday. Let me know what you guys think of all of this in the comment section below. Woo! Get ready! Diddy is the diddler is working. Let me know in the comment section below. Our third lead story. U.S. hits China with 245% tariff as trade tensions escalate. Tensions between U.S. and China just reached a new high point. The White House announced that China would face tariffs up to 245% on certain imports to the U.S., citing retaliatory tariff behavior and national security concerns. This aggressive move was revealed late Tuesday in a White House fact sheet accompanying a new executive order signed by Donald Trump. The order authorizes an investigation into the risk associated with America's growing dependence on imported processed critical materials, many of which are supplied by China. The steep tariff is in response to what is called China's retaliatory actions in an ongoing economic standoff. Although details of which products will be targeted aren't fully outlined, the measure was strong, signaling the U.S. is ready to hit back hard. China has become a dominant global supplier of many processed critical materials, the statement noted. Our reliance on imports for these materials creates vulnerability that threatens our national security and economic competitiveness. The executive order directs federal agencies to review how the mineral dependence may be weakening the country's supply chain and opening the door to strategic vulnerabilities. That includes everything from electric vehicle batteries to advanced electronics, industries that are crucial to the U.S.'s economy and military. All right, we've been talking about tariffs all week, so I'm going to speed by this. I won't speed by it, but I'll just give you guys just a little, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to minimize this, but this is a strategic move by Trump. That's the word I was looking for. I think what Trump is doing with this is letting us know that, hey, I'm ready to continue this battle. So China brought it up to 125. I'm bringing it up to 245. But if you dig into the weeds, the last two raises was on everything. It was blanket. This 245 is just on these certain critical minerals. So the headline is, oh, Trump raised it 245, and it seems, wow, yo, Trump ain't backing down. But it's not 245 across the board on everything. It's on certain little things. And he's just, this is just Trump doing his marketing thing, which he's great at, right? That's why you don't see China retaliating, because it's just on a few things. And even at those few things, it's very vague. So don't get really alarmed. You'll see that's why the stock market is not really reacting to this, or there's not too much reaction. This is just Trump making a headline to give off the perception that he's not backing down, so people could say, yo, Trump came back at 245. It's not across the board. And just remember, like we said this past week, he's taken down all the tariffs on laptops and smartphones. And I heard there's other things that just didn't even make the news yet. So just be careful when you hear these tariffs back and forth. It's not on everything, and it's not blanket. That's basically what I want to tell y'all. So just chill, enjoy your weekend. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's tough out here, but it's not as tough as the headlines make it out to be. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Our fourth quick story. Drake amends lawsuit against Universal Music Group, says Kendrick Lamar's censoring Not Like Us Super Bowl performance backs his defamation claim. All right, they told Kendrick not to do it. He did it anyways. It might backfire. Drake isn't backing down from his legal battle with Universal Music Group. In a newly filed amended complaint, Drake's team points to Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime show, calling it the first and will hopefully be the last Super Bowl halftime show orchestrated to hurt the character of another artist. They argued that Kendrick omitting the word, the P word, during the performance because nearly everybody understands that it is defamatory to falsely brand somebody as a certified P word. The complaint also takes issue with the song's presence at the Grammys, where it won Song and Record of the Year and was playing during the telecast, something they say that wouldn't have happened without UNG's consent. Drake's attorney told Variety, Drake's amended complaint makes an already strong case stronger. Drake will expose the evidence of UMG's misconduct. UMG responded and said, Drake is being misled by his legal representatives into taking on one absurd legal step after another. It's shameful that these foolish and frivolous legal theatrics continue. Drake first sued in January, claiming UMG approved, published, and launched a campaign to create a viral hit out on the rapper that falsely accused Drake of being a P-word. UMG called the lawsuit a tantrum over a rap battle loss. All right. I really didn't think this would come up this week. I mean, geez, everything's coming back up. Trump is up. Diddy is up. Drake is up. Look, you call it what you want about this lawsuit. We've talked about this enough. Everybody has picked their sides. UMG is going to try to make it look like, oh, this is theatrics. This is frivolous. This is that. This is a judge has awarded Drake and his legal team access to UMG's offices, contracts, emails, and they could depose 50 or 60 people. If the lawsuit was frivolous, then the judge would not have granted them access. So anyways, regardless, this is what they have to do in the public eye, right? They have to be like, Drake's crazy. You just lost the battle, for people to believe that. I'm very excited to see what happens with this case. And I'm surprised that the Super Bowl performance and Grammys weren't already in there. What are they taking so long? Why did they just put this in this week? That should have been in there. Anyways, let me know what you all think about this in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to quick news. Ring my bell. Our first quick story. Bobby Brown says Chris Brown is closer to Michael Jackson than Usher when it comes to entertainment. He does the ultimate stuff on stage. Bobby Brown is weighing in on who today comes closest to matching the legendary stage presence of Michael Jackson. He's putting his money on Chris Brown over Usher. While speaking with Shannon Sharp on Club Shay Shay, the New Edition icon shared his thoughts, saying he believes Chris is the closest when it comes to channeling the late King of Pop's level of entertainment. Bobby also gave his flowers to Usher, calling him an incredible entertainer and businessman, and shared how proud he is of his success. He said that he was honored that Usher once named him one of his inspirations. Take a listen to Bobby Brown.
Who's the closest thing to Michael?
I would go with Chris Brown.
Really?
I would go with Chris Brown.
Because of the dancing and the singing aspect
Chris
of it?
Brown is a dancer, singer, slash great entertainer.
Right. Okay.
He goes out there and he does the ultimate stuff on stage, and you just have to love it. Usher's also a great entertainer, but I gotta go with Chris on being as close to Michael as anybody could ever get.
So the article says who's the closest to Michael Jackson's stage presence, but then if you listen to Shannon Sharp's question, he says who's the closest to Michael. I still think it's Chris Brown, but then Usher comes in to the conversation a little bit because Usher can sing, dance, entertain, etc. If you're talking just stage, period, then there's nobody else but Chris Brown. But if you just say Michael Jackson, period, then Usher could still, he could still throw it down, right? I still would inch out and I would still give it to Chris Brown, but Usher comes in the conversation in totality. That's just my opinion. And who else would be in the conversation? It's crazy that nobody else is in the conversation. But listen, yesterday you guys had such amazing answers with the male R&B. I'm gonna add this to today's conversation. Who else could compare to Michael Jackson? Not just stage. We're talking in totality. We're talking like impact, dancing, music, everything like that. Catalog. There's got to be somebody else I'm not thinking about right now. Please don't say Neo, anybody, please, because he cannot dance. Who would be? Is it just Usher and Chris? That's it? Yeah, it's true, because you have to be able to dance. Mario can't dance. Neo can't dance. Trey Songz can't dance. Anyways, y'all let me know. There's got to be somebody else that could enter in the conversation, but I think we're all in accordance that Chris Brown wins it. Let me know what you all think in the comment section below. Our second quick story. It's a wild one. Everybody knew Nipsey was gay, but the world still loved him. He was gay the entire time. There is pictures of Nipsey doing something crazy with another man. Take a listen to Vlad.
I didn't see the video that Wack is talking about, but I do have a photo that someone sent me, and it's definitely it's Nipsey. It's Nipsey in the photo, and I'm not going to go into any more details. I'll show you the photo afterwards. And to Nipsey's family, his friends, his fans, whatever else, just know that I'm never going to put it out.
All right, this is the second or third time that I'm hearing this. Wack 100 said there's a video. Vlad says that he has a picture. Now, pictures can be doctored, can be set up, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I mean, nowadays videos can with AI. But I have heard this before, and y'all know I'm very careful of things that I say in my podcast. But the fact that Wack has come out and said it, Vlad has come out and said it, and there's evidence floating around, I'm starting to may think that it might be true. Now, it doesn't bother me either way, but it really doesn't align with the perception that Nipsey put out, right? His life, his family, etc. His brother, I don't know. I've heard out in LA, there's people that are upset that Vlad and Wack are talking about this. Everybody's very caught up with the Big U and everything and Brick Baby that's going on with no jumper. So this is kind of getting swept under the rug, but it's kind of bubbling up. And I'm hearing that they might put out the video and the picture. Vlad said that, hey, just want to tell you a note to his family. I will not put it out, etc. But yeah, everybody has a price, man. So like I said, I was a little hesitant to tell you all this. It's out there. And because that the video or the pictures might drop in the near future, I wanted to at least do my due diligence and let y'all know what's going on. It's part of my job to let y'all know what's viral and what's happening out here. I don't want it to drop and I'm going to say, yeah, I knew about it. I just didn't tell y'all. So don't come at me in the comment section. All right. Just letting you know that this might come out. Again, it shouldn't change anything. There's also some rumors about him and Diddy. That's allegedly maybe where the videos have come from. If you guys know your history, Nipsey and Diddy has done some work in the past, and maybe that's where the video might be coming from. I'll leave it up. I'll just leave it off at that. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. And I'm curious, does this change your perception or your thought of Nipsey Hussle? Is he still the legend? Didn't they just celebrate his 5-year anniversary just last month, I think it was. Anyways, let me know if this changes anything for you, or even if you care. Let me know in the comment section below. Our third quick story. Trump pushes IRS to strip Harvard's tax exemption status after the university refused to scale back DEI efforts. The Trump administration has requested the IRS revoke Howard University's, I said Howard again, Harvard. Did I say Howard too before? Sorry, Harvard. The Trump administration has requested the IRS revoke Harvard University's tax exemption status, citing failure to address anti-Semitism on campus. Donald Trump declared Harvard had lost its way and shouldn't receive federal funding. Harvard has been hiring almost all woke radical left idiots and bird brains who are only capable of teaching failure. Those are Donald Trump's words, by the way. And he posted that. Also blasting that the president is a joke. Donald Trump added, Harvard is a joke. Harvard is a joke and teaches hate and stupidity. Jeez. Education Secretary Linda McMahon echoed these concerns, saying Harvard has put its reputation in serious jeopardy by promoting diverse ideologies over free inquiry. She highlighted a $255.6 million federal contract review and nearly $9 billion in grants under scrutiny. Trump concluded Harvard can no longer be considered even a decent place of learning. The IRS's decision, expected soon, could have wide impact. The Justice Department's move follows similar actions against Columbia University, part of a broader effort to combat campus anti-Semitism. Woo! Trump. I'm going to say something that you guys are not going to like. However, I have to stay true to me. I really don't like what he's doing. I don't like that he is trying to hold back money, funding, and now he's trying to, turn the IRS against Harvard University. I don't like it. I do not agree with it. Y'all know I stand by DEI. However, but asterisks, this is the part y'all aren't going to like, I like that Trump stands 10 toes down and continues relentlessly to go after what he believes in, what he campaigned on for his base. I know some of y'all are going to get at me in the comment section, but if you have Trump on your side against something that you want, you would be happy. If you wanted this, you would want somebody like him. Think about if Barack Obama was in office and he was fighting this hard for Medicaid, or he was fighting this hard for reparations, or he was fighting this hard for anything that you wanted. You would want somebody like Trump on your side. Again, his views may be flawed. Him going after Howard may be flawed, but this is what he campaigned on. This is what the people voted him in for. He structured his whole cabinet to be on his side. I don't think the IRS, it's not like the FBI. I don't think he placed anybody in the IRS. I don't think he has that power like the Fed. He cannot decide who's the head of the Fed. But listen, like I said, I know y'all aren't going to be happy with this, but sorry. You need somebody like, this is how Bernie Sanders, AOC, Jasmine Crockett, this is how Cory Booker, this is how you need to go after something you believe in. The Democratic Party needs to take a lesson. This guy is going to the IRS, be like, oh, really? You could do without the $9 billion. Okay, you could do without these contracts. Because like people keep on saying in the comment section, Harvard University has, I think it was like $59 billion or something. They don't need the government money. They don't need this. Okay. What about their tax exemptions? What about if he wins that fight? Then what are they going to do? Anyways, hopefully they have, it's Harvard, right? Hopefully they have some way. Have like they produce the best lawyers in the world. They got to have some way to combat this. But anyways, let me know what y'all think. Sound off in the comment section below. Come for me. It's all right. I can handle it. It's a Friday. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Our fourth quick story. Offset says Bia wasn't wrong about Cardi B's cheating, then deletes it. All right, I'll put up this little tweet here. Ken Barbie says, oh, by the way, Bia was still wrong. Ha. And then Offset says she wasn't though. Okay. I'm not going to read this whole article. All I just wanted to put this in here is to say, I told y'all so. All right. Twice this week, I've read to you articles of Offset being like, I would like to keep the peace. I would like her and Stephon Diggs to get along. I don't want to have no problems with the Barbs. Isn't the Barbs with Nicki? Who's Cardi B's Barty? Oops, I can't say. I'm gonna have to delete that. Barty Gang. And I said, guys, he won't even last the week. Now all of a sudden, boom, implications that Cardi was cheating on him. Ridiculous. I told you he wouldn't last. Next week, he's going to be crashing out. And the week after that, he's going to be at her house with flowers saying, yo, take me back. Offset. Our fifth quick story. Trump's tariffs could wreck the economy. The Fed Chairman Powell issued a stark warning. See, this is somebody who's clearly not on Donald Trump's side, just like what I was saying. The Fed Chair, Jerome Powell, warns that Donald Trump's tariffs policies is triggering higher unemployment, rising inflation, a slower economic growth, and creating major challenges for the U.S. economy in 2025. Here's a little video. Take a listen. Some people are just going to say, hey, we're heading for a recession with Biden anyways, and they're just trying to blame it on Trump now. That's what Donald Trump is going to say about the feds and the MAGA wing. Is like, this has nothing to do with Trump. This has to do with Biden. Okay, stop it. Anyways, here is the video. Take a listen.
The data we have in hand so far suggests that growth has slowed in the first quarter of this year from last year's solid pace.
You hear what he said? Despite last year's strong pace. So since Trump has been in presidency, they're slowing down. But Trump is just going to tell you, no, it's not me. It's only because of Biden.
Despite strong motor vehicle sales, overall consumer spending appears to have grown modestly.
Modestly? I'm Donald Trump. I don't do anything modestly. It's all the Fed's fault. Our sixth quick story. Elon Musk reportedly offered the mother of his 14th child a one-time payout of $15 million and $100K a month to keep quiet about their son. Tesla founder Elon Musk reportedly offered the mother of his 14th child, Ashley Sinclair, $100,000 a month in support and a one-time payment of $15 million in exchange to keep quiet about their son. Musk gets busy because allegedly he's fathered 13 other children, which he refers to as his legions. According to People magazine, Musk took a paternity test and he is probably 99.99999% the father. Back in February 2025, Sinclair popped out on X to announce that she had welcomed a child with Elon Musk in September 2024, allegedly making him the father of a 14th child. I don't understand why he wants to keep things a secret. Like, bro, we don't care about your life. You can have as many kids as you want. Like, nobody cares. And every time we talk about the women in Elon Musk's life, all of them reject the offer that he offers them. I know to us it sounds like it's, whoa, why would you turn that down? $15 million and $100,000 a month from the richest man in the world is peanuts. Go to court, go through all your papers, go through all your tax documents. You're going to have to pay me a lot more than $15 million and $100,000 a month. Trust me. Anyways, Elon, stop trying to hide your babies, yo. We don't care. All right, this brings me to my favorite segment, comments of the day. All right, the first one goes to Cat Ortiz 83. I hope that's your name, but I think it is Cat Ortiz. Trent, the collapse at the Jet Set nightclub. It is rumored that there are more than 400 that have been unalive, but the corrupt government is saying that there are less victims. Thank you very much for that, Kat. I do know that. I actually heard rumors that it's upwards of like 550 to maybe 600. That's what some people in DR are telling me. However, I have to do a little bit of due diligence. You know, this is an official podcast, an official broadcast. So I do have a responsibility to report what's in the news. But yes, I have heard the rumors of it being way higher than, I think the last time they reported it was 200 and something. Is definitely more. Thank you very much for your comment. Next one is Tiffany Smalls. Tiffany says, hi, Trent. Me and my mom watch you every day from Chesapeake, VA. Virginia, what up? I think this might be my first comment from Virginia. What up? I know you mentioned that you like to know where people are from. Yes, I do. I love it. We find your show very entertaining. Keep up the good work. Yo, what up, Tiffany and Tiffany's mom? Love y'all, man. I've always wanted to visit Virginia. I've never been out there. And yeah, when I come out there, I'm coming to Chesapeake. What up? All right, next one is Tracy Williams. Tracy said, turn off, stop watching if you say Brian McKnight one more time to be up on there. Okay, Tracy. Jeez, can't I just like Brian McKnight? I know that he's done some, people questionable things like with his, I don't know, something of, what was it they said? He's not talking to his kids or something, or I can't remember. What was it? He's he has a new child. He has a new family, and he's not talking to his old children. I know that. But it's not like he's on like R. Kelly level. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he did anything. He wasn't tried in court. He didn't break any laws. I could still like him and still listen to his music and think that he could. And I didn't say he could be on Mount Rushmore. I just said he was an honorable mention. But if you'd like to turn it off, I have no problem with that, Tracy. Next one is from Nicole. What up, Aunt Nikki? She says, Trent, respectfully, they would have to do maybe 2 or 3 genres of R&B around Mount Rushmore. There are absolutely too many more people that should be up there. Not mentioning Barry White is offensive to an OG like me. Now I'm showing my age. Hey, TOL, it's Aunt Nikki from BK, New York. What up? Girl, there's something wrong with me. Every time I'm alone with you, you keep talking about you loving me. Oh, baby, I had my share of lovers, and some say I'm damn good. Girl, I just wish that you would, 'cause you keep telling me this and telling me. Come on, yo. Come on, Aunt Nikki. You think I don't know Barry? Come on, yo. I did forget to mention him, though. I will give you all that. I see a lot of you guys in the comment section being like, what? How could you not say Barry White? I think at least like 10 of y'all said that. But anyways, shout out to Aunt Nikki, man. All right. Candy Love said, hey, Trent, happy Hump Day. I'm starting to think that you have a thing against Cali girls. I've left a few comments and I still haven't gotten a shout out. It's okay though. I'm always part of the TOL crew. Laugh out loud. Anyways, if you're going to add Luther to the Mount Rushmore of R&B, nice ad, I must say, then I have to second that replacement, and I replace Usher with Marvin Gaye, and I will add a 5th Maxwell. He's the unspoken GOAT. Candace signing off. Oakland, CA, California. What up? Let's go. Yo, Candy Love, I wore my Tupac shirt just for you. Are you kidding me? I love Cali girls. I told y'all I lived in LA with my aunt and my 6 cousins that own nightclubs out there. My gosh, man. I mean, that was back when I was a teenager, but it was like the best time of my life, yo. Love, love, love Cali. Sorry I missed your shout out and your comments, but I cannot read everything. I will get around to everybody one day. Thank you so much for your comments. And I think I said this yesterday. Maxwell is 100% part of the GOAT conversation. I think he even said that he deserves an honorable mention. I don't know if he could be up there, but for sure, I could sing every single Maxwell song front to back. For sure. Totally agree. Next one is Jupiter Clark said, Trent rules, but he's kind of unruly. I love that. I think it might be my mission statement. Like, I'm going to put that in my tagline, like my tagline, the Trent Out Loud podcast. Trent rules, but he's kind of unruly. That's hilarious. Thank you, Jupiter Clark. Is it Jupiter Clark? Yeah. All right. The next one is Anastasia Williams said, Trent, you are funny. I'm watching, just now got off, listening to you when I walk home from B-More. Shout out Anastasia. And Monica said, Trent, I love watching you and you could actually hold a note. You see that? Monica says I can hold a note. All right. I see some of y'all hating saying, don't give up your day job. I can hold a note. All right. Girl, there's something wrong with me. Come on. Every time I'm alone with you, I keep talking about you loving me, baby. Come on. Yo, keep commenting, y'all. Like I said, I read all of them and I try to get to everybody. I will one day, I'm sure, get to everybody. Thank you very much for all your comments. Keep commenting. Love y'all. All right, this brings us to social discussion of the day. I think I have a really good one. Well, I think it's probably good because it really hits home with me. Tracy Ellis Ross speaks about the grief she experiences not having kids or a partner. Tracy Ellis Ross says she experiences some grief around not having kids and a partner. The 52-year-old actress and director sat down with Michelle Obama and her brother, Craig Robinson, on their new podcast to speak about all things dating and romance. This is literally like the third or fourth time this week I'm talking about Michelle Obama's podcast. She's got it going on out here, man. I might try to listen to a few of them this weekend. Anyways, here is Tracy Ellis Ross. Take a listen.
And you know, as much as grief does surface for me around not having children and not having a partner, I still wouldn't want the wrong partner.
That's a great point for people to hear.
I'm not interested in that. You have to make my life better. It can't just be, you know, I'm in a relationship to be in a relationship.
All right. It's very long, so I'm just going to stop it there. She goes on to talk about men in her generation have trauma, they're damaged, there's a lot of like male ego, and they really don't know how to be with a woman, etc., etc., etc. You guys can check it out if you'd like. So what hits home with me is, you guys know I'm single and I don't have kids. And I have literally talked about this in therapy because it does weigh on my mind as I progress in life and get older, and I'm not married and I don't have kids. Now, the question that I want to ask is it better to be in a relationship that is not 100% fruitful and beneficial and healthy to be with somebody and have kids, or is it better to just live your life alone? I wrestle with that so much. And like Tracy said, I'm not going to be in a relationship just to be in one. I have to be in a relationship that makes me better. And I wrestle with that. I've wrestled with it for years. And as I've been in relationships, I've lived with girls and just things haven't worked out. And that's primarily the issue for me, is finding somebody to elevate me. I don't mind pouring into somebody. I've told you guys that. That's the thing I love the most. I'm not like a big gift giver and like flowers and all that stuff, but I think real love is pouring into somebody and making somebody else be great. That's something that money cannot buy. If I invest and love and want to help you grow and live out your dreams, I think that's what a partner should be. That's what a partnership is, right? And I'm not saying that I haven't been with girls that want that same thing of me. I just haven't found somebody that is able to do that. As you guys know, I've had, success in various different fields. So I don't know. I don't know if it's that. I don't know. I don't know if I'm fishing in the wrong ponds. I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, this has been a big thing. But regardless of me not being able to find, some people have said, you need to stop being so exact. You need to stop being so picky. You need to stop looking for that right girl for you. And just to make sure, a couple of you might comment, I'm not looking for the perfect person. I'm looking for the perfect person for me. And I think that I may be better off single, not having kids, than to settle. I've been challenged a lot by my own therapist saying, are you going to think that at 7 years old or 80 years old? Are you going to have any regret? Because as much as, yes, I'm a man and I can have kids later on, still can't have kids at 70, 80 years old. Am I going to look back at life and say, man, I wish maybe I would have taken a few requirements or a few things that I'm looking for off to at least have a family, kids, and etc. So that's my question to you guys. Help me out. It is social discussion of the day, but help me out. Should I and should people just in general settle to have that companionship, to have that family, to have that bond, and that might not be the perfect person for you? Or is it better to just wait and hope that you find that person? And if you don't, live with what Tracy Ellis Ross calls the grief. Now, I don't know if I necessarily have grief. Like, I have to Google the word grief and just know the exact definition of grief. Hold on 1 second. Grief is the natural emotional response to a significant loss often associated with unaliving of a loved one. It's a complex mix of feelings including sadness, anger, confusion, and even denial, and can be a prolonged process. Grief can also be triggered by other significant losses, such as the end of a relationship, job loss, or even major life changes. Yeah, I don't think it's grief. Because yeah, like I think like what that definition is, it's not like I have grief over a relationship that couldn't go right or I'm hanging up. I'm just more like lonely, and I'm more just afraid that I might have regret. I don't necessarily have grief. Yeah, like I said, just Christmas, birthdays, etc., or whatever. It's just sometimes like on the weekends, like it's nice, right? Like I go out, I party, I meet people or whatever. It's fun, but sometimes it's lonely even being around people, and you want that person who knows you best. For me, that's what I miss the most about being in a relationship. I haven't been in a relationship in a while. But I do also like being alone too. So anyways, I don't know. Enough about me. What do you guys think in the comment section below? Alone and not settling, or do you settle and be with somebody? Let me know in the comments. All right, this brings us to question of the day. No gatekeepers, please. What's a side hustle that you feel more people should know about? All right, somebody said plasma center. I don't even know what that is. Somebody said sugar daddies, aunties, mommies, grannies, etc. It's hilarious. Trade future stocks. Okay, cool. But I don't think that's something that people don't know about. Let me see. What's a side hustle that you feel like more people should know about? Yeah, everybody knows about stocks. Somebody said fitness, sell it, and you know what it is. Okay. Somebody says vending machines. It's so easy, just have to have the time to keep them up. You see, that's the thing. Everybody has always talks about vending machines, but it's still a job, because if you don't go and fill them up, they ain't going to make money. That's like, it's passive, but it's not really passive income, really, in the technical sense. I want some passive stuff I don't have to do nothing for. This is kind of passive I like. Somebody says, find anything that sparks your interest and turn that into a business. I say that all the time. Somebody said consignment. If you have good, authentic pieces in good condition and no longer have use for them, sell them. You're welcome. Another person said feet pictures. Yo, sidebar. That's the one thing I don't get. Like, I'm down for whatever. Like, I'm good. I'm not picky at all. Feet? I'll never understand, yo. I will never understand. That's the one thing you're not going to get me on. Sorry. Somebody says nails. The girls are never going to stop wearing nails, whether clean girls aesthetic or the more flamboyant aesthetic is always trending. Apartment trash valet. Easy to start a contract, and it's mutually beneficial to the apartment and the business owner. What is apartment trash valet? But see, this is what I wanted to choose this for. I'm learning. I'm going to Google that after. What do you go and pick up other people's trash in the apartments? Anyways, I'm sure some of y'all will tell me in the comments what that is. Somebody said, I get paid to travel. I love it here. That's dope. Sign me up, please. Notary public, braiding hair. I wish I could, because they be making bank. People that braid hair really making money, that much money? I don't know. I'm going to ask my braider. Owning FedEx routes, dog walking. You know, I used to see people in Toronto walking like 10 dogs, like they are making bank. But at the same time, it still ends up being a job, you know? I like passive income. That's my thing. Somebody said drop shipping, medical coding. Somebody says they're about to try to start selling their ebooks and courses in the comment section. Somebody says, here comes the tips. I'm not telling. Somebody says, be a black Trump supporter. They will be lining up down the block to pay you to talk down on other black people. Oh, Lord. Becoming a pastor nowadays, taste testing and focus groups, truck driving, door dashing, parlays. Okay, everybody knows about gambling. Social media ads and daily trends. Somebody says OnlyFans, this eggplant. Gatekeeping, OnlyFans. I think we all know about OnlyFans. All right, I'm stopping it there. Once you start getting into the OnlyFans and eggplants and stuff, like I'm done. Let me know in the comment section below. Do you guys know any cool side hustles that you could share with the Trent Out Loud community? Come on, it's 2025. The economy is kind of a little shaky on shaky grounds. What's some side hustles that we can get into? Let us know in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to sports news. NBA play-ins, one more day, depending on when you're going to watch this. If it's Friday night or Thursday, is happening Friday night. So the Heat beat the Bulls and Maverick beat the Kings, which means I predicted everything. Actually, no, sorry. I had said, hold on, what did I say? Did I say Mavericks were going to beat the Kings? Because I had Heat beating the Bulls. I'll have to rewind the tapes. Anyways, the Hawks are going to beat the Heat, and the Grizzlies are going to beat the Mavericks, and 7th and 8th place would have made it anyways. The play-ins are a little bit exciting, but I don't know if a 10th or 9th place has ever gotten into the 7th or 8th place. It literally just falls into what it's supposed to do. But what I think is it gets the 7 and 8 seed a little bit, it gives the 7 and 8 seed a little bit of an advantage because it gets them ready for the playoffs where the 1 and 6 seed are at home chilling. I know they have the whole week off, but your competitive edge hasn't geared up. So it gives the advantage to 7th and 8th place. Mark my word, when the actual playoffs start, you're going to see if Hawks get in or the Warriors, they're going to have a little bit more pep in their step because they just went through a week of, oh my gosh, we almost didn't make it in here. So it gives them an advantage in game one. That's just what I think. Anyways, let me know who you all are going for. That's the sports update. All right, y'all, that is a wrap on the week. The weekend is here, about to begin for your boy. Whoop, whoop. Yo. Yep, getting ready for the weekend. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for kicking it with me all week. Just want to give you a little bit of an update. I've been hinting all week that I might take Easter Monday off. For those of you who've been following me daily for a week, following me daily this past year, I haven't taken a day off since January 2024. I have given you guys shows on Christmas Eve. I've given you shows on New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. I made it a pact to myself in 2024 to only take the weekends off and regardless, always give you guys a show. 2025, I started off by doing a show with New Year's, and I don't think there's been any holidays. This is the first one, and I've seen a lot of your comments, and you said, Trent, you deserve it. You work hard. You're the hardest working person on YouTube or podcast. Taking the day off. I am taking Monday off. My first day off in like a year and 3 months, almost 4 months. We're in April. So I'm taking it off, asterisk, unless there is a big story. Now, the Diddy news is going to come. It probably will be delayed. That's what I think. But if there's anything more that's developed, I'm not missing the chance. I'm going to come. Maybe I'll do like a short show or like an abbreviated show where I might not have like comments and social discussion or whatever. And I'll just do like lead story and quick news. Maybe that might do. But if there's nothing big that comes up, taking the day off and chilling. All right. So that is the update. But make sure you come back for Tuesday's show. All right. Thank you so much for kicking with me all week. Views are up. Likes are up. Y'all are amazing. Keep commenting. Keep hitting that like button and everything. I love y'all, man. All right. Before I let you guys go, just want to remind you of all the ways to keep up with the Trent Out Loud podcast. For my YouTubers, if you're ever going on a flight or going somewhere where you don't have access to the app or the internet, have no fear because the Trent Out Loud podcast is here. Whoop, whoop. I have to rhyme, right? We are available on all podcast platforms, so you can download the show and take it with you, all right? So just go to any podcast platform, type in Trent Out Loud, the show will pop up. Don't forget to hit the follow or subscribe button so that you can be notified every time we upload a new show. And just like YouTube, we upload daily. Now, vice versa, for those of you who are used to listening to the show on podcast platforms, thank you for your downloads. Thank you for your support. However, we have the Out Louders over here on YouTube. And it's just a better place, if you ask me, to digest and watch the show. Yes, I know there's video available on Spotify, but like I said, the comment section over here is popping. So podcasters, try to check us out here on YouTube, all right? Just go over to YouTube, type in Trent Out Loud, the show will pop up. Couple of housekeeping rules. Please hit that subscribe button because that gives you membership into the Out Loud family. And you're going to need that because Kim makes sure she checks everybody. What else you need to do? You need to hit that like button because we need to get the algorithming. You need to comment. Let us know where you are from. This is a global community, and it's just nice, like how it was really nice to know that there's what was it? Tiffany? Y'all know I'm bad with names. Who's from Virginia? Hold on, let me get that up. Hold on. Girl who was watching with her mom. Hold on. Oh my gosh, where is it now? Oh, here it is. Sorry. Come on. No, Candy was Nicole, Tracy, Tiffany Smalls. See, I wouldn't know where Tiffany Smalls was. I know she's in Virginia. If I ever go to Chesapeake, I know it'd be like, yo, Tiffany's mom, what up? So make sure you comment. Sorry, it's Friday, y'all. Make sure you all comment where you are from. I have the analytics in the background, but it's just nice for everybody to see. And when they're in a conversation to see where y'all are from, all right? Don't feel like you have to comment on a question or opinion or whatever. I know some people are a little bit shy. It is nice if you do, but if you don't, just say, what up, Trent? Watching from here, all right? If you're really enjoying the show, please try to share it with your family, friends, and loved ones because it definitely helps in growing the channel. Appreciate you. Thank you. For those of you who want to follow me on social media, I'm available on all podcast platforms. I'm available on all social media platforms. I'm most active on Instagram. However, it's always the same handle for all platforms, Trent Out Loud. We recently started a mini blog page on Instagram called Formerly Out Loud, FORMALLY, where we've put up like extended videos that we can't show on their entirety here, or explicit videos. We'll put it up on that site. So if you want to, you can follow that too on Instagram, Formerly Out Loud. All right. That's it for me. Week is in the bag. Long weekend is here. It's Friday. Have a great long weekend. Make sure you spend time with your family. I'll be having a dinner with my mom and my entire family on Saturday. That's what I'm most excited for. I'll see you guys on Monday or Tuesday. We don't know yet. Have a great Easter weekend. I wish you all the best. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trent Out Loud. Peace!